Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I am back with another reading, guys. I am hanging with the saucy beaver and her little baby as usual. Look at those pink little toe beans. So adorable, Mega. Huh? Could you be any more adorable? I guess so. I guess you can be more adorable. Huh? You cutie. All right. Me and Miss Mega and her baby, clearly. Guys, we're on to share a specific reading for those of you who you've been on this twin flame journey for quite some time. And I feel like this year, 2023, has been the year for many of you exchanging energy on a deeper level. It could be more intimate. Maybe you guys are connecting more, you're talking more. Both of you are expressing a lot of deep feelings that you've had for one another. This year, whether it's happened or not yet, and those of you that it has happened for already, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And this reading, I feel, is going to validate a lot of what you've been going through. And for those of you who can feel it coming, like you can feel it in your bones this year, I think that I want to explore with the cards a little bit about why this is happening at this time, why the universe is choosing to bring you two together to exchange more energy. I feel like a lot of you are going to have your truths validated. Now, also, I am hearing a big warning for many of you to brace yourself, okay? And I don't know why I kept getting that message, but I kept hearing like brace yourself, because oftentimes what happens is when a deep period of bonding is coming up, brace yourself for separation to occur, okay? And I've been sharing a lot on separation energy. I've been, dabbling in personal readings again. I haven't done them for quite some time. But I am dabbling in personal readings again. So if any of you want to talk about separation, or if it is happening right now, but it feels very different than how separation has felt before, then hit me up, guys, because I'd love to assist with the ease of the separation for many of you at this time. Twins too, who are very new to the journey, who are still triggered by separation. It's really tough right now. And then there's many of us who are quite seasoned on the journey, and when separation happens, we tend to go, oh my goodness, what is brewing? So I feel like this reading is mainly for those of you who are like, oh gosh, what is brewing in the background? So I'm going to start off with how the Divine Masculine sees you at this time, Divine Feminine. Because I feel like the Divine Feminine is like beautifully holding space for the connection, but not in a way that is like, I'm hearing the word stifling. Like, I feel like you just trust in the universe at this time. No matter what is going on in the 3D, it just doesn't seem to faze you. Okay, so how does your masculine see you at this time? So we have fairness, Ma'at, okay? And it says this situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. That's probably why you guys are not worried. And, it's sending off a calming energy to your Divine Masculine as well. Okay, so I do feel like things are deepening for you both, where a lot of tower moments are about to occur. Okay, a lot of tower moments are about to happen. Just like what I'm seeing from the Divine Feminine side is to stay grounded. Know that things will be handled by the universe. There is no need to put worry or fear or doubt or let any type of illusions trick you at this time. Just stay focused. Stay focused on things like your creative projects. What should the Divine Feminines be focused on right now? But stay focused on things like, your creative projects that you have going on. Just, be on the move, get busy, change things around in your home. It's that type of energy again, right? Rearrange your furniture. Go out there and explore certain like goals or dreams or wishes or fantasies that you've had. Now is a really good time for many of you to just get in there and like I'm hearing like get your feet dirty or get your hands dirty. Okay, it's a good time to try things out, and now is a really good time for you to attract money into your life. This is about preparation, I feel, for many of you. Okay, it's like it may not make sense right now, but it will in time. I feel like the universe is telling you to kind of get up, get off your butt, put the readings on pause and do things that are more action oriented. Many of you are needing to exercise more or do something physical. Exercise is not necessarily going to the gym. I've mentioned in past readings, I don't go to the gym. I don't like the whole vibe of like going to the gym. I think it's just kind of boring. But I will spar. Like I will have an amazing time like sparring and practicing like certain kicks and punches. I love doing that. I think it fulfills me in so many ways. But what it's doing is it's keeping me active. And guys, it goes way deeper. Like if many of you have been feeling like very sluggish, you have been picking up on a lot of your masculines really pushing through those tower moments, having a lot of deep realizations in their own life. I feel like many of you have felt the brunt of it energetically. So the answer to that is to exercise, move your body. Okay, some of you might like yoga, some of you just might like to garden. Some of you might like to walk, you might like to jog. Do something that keeps you active. Okay, I'm just hearing that it's really important right now. What else should the Divine Feminine be aware of? Okay, so we have divine passion coming through Peely. Many of you could be feeling a lot of sensual energy coming from your masculines as well. Okay, they want to be near you. That volcano erupting in the background is basically like the passion that you both share, the passion that they feel for you, and the passion that you show to them. It's like the feeling can't be contained, is what I'm hearing. And it's just something that is nature's plan. Like it is just. It's something that's destined. Okay, so I hear be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? So that's why a lot of masculines are pushing through these cycles right now, because this is the biggest question they're being faced with. Like, what makes you passionate? What makes you tick? What makes you feel really, really good in every way? And I feel like this is a divine masculine that's saying, I could do anything in life if I have my divine feminine beside me. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and that's why I was telling you guys, like, dabble in things as well that make you feel really good. Like maybe it's something that you've always wanted to try. I don't know, skydiving, rollerblading. Maybe you don't know how to ride a bike. Maybe you don't know how to swim. Maybe you've always wanted to paint. Invest in these things for yourself. And that's what I'm getting to. Invest in yourself, Divine Feminine. Take that class, buy that outfit, like whatever you're doing to invest in how good it is you feel about yourself. Now is a really good time to do that. Because this is the biggest question that your masculine is facing when they think about you. They can't seem to stop thinking about you right now. And I feel like their logical mind is trying to break it apart. And the answer is you could take on the world as long as you've got her beside you. Now, this could mean a lot of things for many of you, okay? Like, it doesn't always have to be the cliche, I need you beside me, hand in hand. It could just be like, listen, I just need to know we're good at all times. And I feel like that's what your masculines are saying. Like, I need to be near you. I need to know that you feel this as much as I feel this. And I feel like many of the feminines want to express this truth, but it's like you're waiting for your masculines to come out and be like, hey, listen, has this whole connection between us been freaking you out? Because it's been fucking freaking me out. And then that's when you guys might open up and be like, yeah, have you ever heard of twin flames? Or have you ever heard of ascending and awakening? And then you start planting all of these beautiful seeds in their heart and in their mind. And yeah, that's what the whole deepening about the connection, I feel, is all about. But brace yourself. The message, brace yourself. Again, when you guys bond deeply like this, and then you start having conversations like, yes, I've been feeling this way too. You're not crazy. I've been feeling it the same way. In fact, I know about tarot, and you introduce them to all of these things. Brace yourself for the tower moments that can happen after that, which is why I'm saying separation is a gift. Make sure you guys are like, ooh, what's coming? What's brewing in the background? Because that's the type of shit that's going to start happening. Okay, so yeah, we have boundaries coming up as well. Okay, so love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. I feel like that's how they see you as well. And it helps them further along that ascension path because, you know, whether you guys know it or not, they look up to you, Divine Feminine, because I feel like many of you, and I talked about this in my previous readings, when the twin flame journey and the ascension path was presented to you, many of you just hopped on board. You were like, oh yeah, like I totally believe in this stuff. This totally makes sense. It may be because you were raised in a home where you were just given that free for all, right? To use your imagination. Maybe many of you were raised in homes where things were very spiritual or religious. You had a lot of faith in God and the magic of the universe. So when later on in life, when you meet your twin flame, many of you are like, oh yeah, like I felt this coming. You know what I mean? Like based on the way that you grew up. And I feel like many of you, when you meet your twin, you realize that you've always been on this journey in some way, shape, or form. You always were destined to meet this person. I can guarantee you that any of you who are listening to this reading, as a kid, like at a very young age, you always knew in your heart and mind that there was something about true love or finding true love. And I remember as a girl, I would play with like Barbie and Ken, or like even just like my grandma had these wedding cake toppers that she kept. And, you know, it was a groom and it was a beautiful bride. And I would always put the groom, you know, or like the masculine energy behind them. Like, you know, when a guy holds you from behind and they're a lot taller than you, and so they kind of grab you from behind. I would always do that with these dolls that I had. And for me, like even as a young girl, I always knew like, oh my gosh, like this is so beautiful, the idea of true love. And so when I think about me being on this whole twin flame journey, I'm like, it totally makes sense, because I think that I knew for a very long time. You only start piecing the puzzle together as you get older, but when you get older and you look back, you're like, oh yeah, like I'm definitely on this journey. So yeah, I feel like many of you are you're being seen as loving yourself right now, doing what's best for yourself, keeping yourself active and healthy, like putting yourself as the number one priority. Like, you know, I feel like that is what a true, like the essence of a true divine feminine, you know, being able to do whatever you need to do in your own life first, and then you can do for others, right? So this is about many of you kind of whipping both of you into shape at this time, because many of you aren't really dreading the separation. I feel like if anything, a lot of your counterparts are like having a bit of a triggering moment watching you be in this very like, you know, fairness, calm energy, knowing that things will be handled. You know, they see it as beautiful, like passionate, like free. You're free from the triggers. You're free from their ego. And they may still be working on that, like being free from their ego themselves. It's like you've broken free of their ego, but you only did that because you broke free of yours. So now when they try to exude the ego, you almost know exactly what it's all about, which is why you're so good at drawing boundaries with your divine masculine right now. But it's coming off as like, and the lady is mine. That's a song I've had stuck in my head too, and you guys won't believe it, but I'm like, you know, talking about she's a lady, and then I keep going, oh, she's a lady. But when I'm with my son, he's like, Mom, that song's so silly. And then I'm like, oh, chicken dinner. Oh, she's a winner. Huh? You're a chicken dinner, and you're a winner. Huh, Maggie Lee? Isn't that a perfect segue into her returning? Maggie, you're a winner, and you're a chicken dinner. You chicken dinner? My son's father was telling me today, he's like, do you know, like, really, like, back in the day, chicken was, like, one of those rare things that, you know, families would have back in, like, the 40s and 50s. I'm like, how random. But, yeah, guys, let us go ahead and just find out a little bit more about what you two are learning at this time. Like, what's one of those lessons as you two kind of move through this push and pull, and gosh, it feels so good, you know, even in the moments that hurt so bad, it still feels so good. What are these twin flames learning right now through this push and pull cycle? Okay, let's cut it in half. Aw, trials. That's so beautiful. I feel like you two, you'll always hold a special place in one another's heart. And I feel like for many of you who have been on this journey for years, this separation, and then when you guys come back together, you'll start seeing 717. Right now you guys are probably seeing all different kinds of numbers, 555s, the 444s, for a lot of changes happening. But you'll also see, like, with fairness and boundaries as well, maybe like 7 or 8s, right? 7s are about confidence and 8s are about advancement. Okay, and we know 9s are about fulfillment. So many of you may be starting to have like that spiritual maturity that knows that you guys will always push and pull. That's why I was saying, like, your masculines are like, I just need to know we're good, because I can't function on anything else. I can't focus on anything else. I can't work. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I can't be around people. Like, even like spiritually, can we just, admit that we're on this journey together, these trials? So yeah, that's why many of you may be feeling them really strongly. And it could go like this, where it's like, oh God, one minute you really, really freaking miss them and you're longing for them, and then it's like, boom, you're in a really good mood, and then things are going well for you, and then it's like, oh, all of a sudden it's like you just feel them in your heart space. And so ground yourself as well, and just know that these are just the trials that you both go through, trials and tribulations on the journey. But look at their position, right? Like, this is I feel like this is the outcome card, okay? It's for many of you who may be going through this right now, or you have been through it, and you guys are like, yes, because you always seem to just find your way back to one another. And when you do, it's always, even more passionate than you expected. I feel like I want a card on that. What's going to be the outcome when you guys come back together? What's going to be maybe the lesson that has been learned? Oh, we have deception, okay? So someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship, okay? So learning to just be more truthful and authentic with each other, leave this type of energy behind, because obviously you guys can't stay away from one another. And maybe that's what you're learning on the journey right now, right? Like, many of you may be going through separation, and it's like, the part of you that, the ego part of you, for example, that, you want to react in a way where it's like, sometimes when your counterpart is living the life of like a lie, they're not being truthful or authentic to themselves, and that because they've expressed their truth to you. And many of you are kind of scratching your head sometimes, going like, why don't you just tell that person how you feel then? Or why don't you just be open and honest how you feel? And it's like, it's not as easy for them to take off this false mask and to stop being deceptive, because sometimes when they're in these karmic relationships, that deceptive side of them is the ego side of them. And it's easier to just continue wearing the mask than it is to take it off and have everybody go, and then isolate you. It's like you don't mesh with anybody anymore. That's hard, right? But a lot of us on the feminine journey, we've gone through it, right? Ma tells us we trusted everything would be handled fairly. Many of us did go through it. We stepped into our spiritual path, the ascension path, and then boom, of course, we lost our social circle, isolated, conflict with family and friends, tower moments, being the hermit, learning about the introvert. Then all of a sudden, rising from the ashes, learning to empower ourselves, learning to speak our truth, learning to put our foot down, learning to say, hey, listen, I would rather be alone than be around you, because when I'm around you, I feel even more alone. It's like honoring our energy, realizing that, bro, some of us have cats and dogs and pets, spiders, hamsters, snakes, like, I don't know why I'm feeling called to the reptile community there. They're so sweet though. But it's like a lot of us are realizing that it's like, damn, like my connection to my pets are a lot stronger than it is to most humans. And it's okay. It's okay to honor that truth, right? Because many of you are stepping into who it is you are. And now it's your divine masculine's turn. So yeah, good luck, divine masculines. We wish you very, very well. And I think I started off the reading saying that many of you are, you're really holding space, and they can feel it. Okay, they can feel it. All right, I love you guys. Take care. I hope you've enjoyed. I will catch you in the next reading, okay? All right, bye guys.